Hello, 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 hello. All right, so I just want to make sure that you can see this. So okay, so we're going to solve this just like an equation. And notice in the question it said and, so that we have two types of inequalities. We have and or statements. So we have and or statements. Okay, so another little trick that I like is to make sure you know which one's a variable. So I like to box it. I like to think about it. I like to say it. I like to say, hey, that is a negative 7x minus 50 is less than or equal to negative 1. And our goal is to isolate that variable. I always put it on the left-hand side. So I actually am working on a little video right now that I'm going to post on my website using the subtraction rule, because I don't like to subtract. I like to know the value. And you don't have to do this, but again, if we're struggling, it's not a bad thing. So I'm going to use the subtraction rule, keep change, to identify that that is actually a negative 50. Okay, so now that I have this all done, I can keep moving. Working vertically, I need to isolate this thing, so that means I need to get rid of negative 50. Well, add the opposite. Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other side. And again, little things like this are just going to pay off, so that's a negative 7x. Those equal 0. Less than or equal, so negative 1 plus 50 is positive 49. And we're not done yet. So we actually have to make sure that we get this this coefficient from a negative 7. We want it to be a 1x. So we're going to divide by the coefficient. Because what that's going to do is we know that negative 7 divided by negative 7 is positive 1. Negative divided by negative is positive. So that's going to give us 1x, sorry. Over here, we have a positive divided by a negative, so we know the answer is going to be a negative. 49 divided by 7 is negative 7. Now, here's the thing that I sent you, the hint, is that anytime you multiply or divide by a negative number, we have to reverse the sign. So the answer to this is all values that are greater than or equal to negative 7. And if we were to put that on a number line, we know that it's shaded in because of the greater than or equal, and then shaded to the right. So all these values will work. Now what we need to do is we need to do the other one. So here's the other one. So this is negative 6x plus 70 is greater than negative 2. So we know that we have this inequality. We still need to isolate this thing. We already have the value here as a positive 70. I don't use the subtraction rule when it's addition because that's what I like doing. I like adding. So, and you'll always hear me say that I add the opposite, because when we add opposites, it just makes your life so much easier. Because when we add opposites, we get 0. So any number, whatever your favorite number is, minus 32, if I add negative 32, I get 0. Okay, so these go bye-bye. So that leaves me with negative 6x. And then over here, I have negative 72, because negative 2 plus negative 70 means I'm going to the left. And I added, so I don't do anything with the sign. Remember, the rule is if you multiply or divide by a negative number. Okay, so then we keep going. Divide by negative 6, both sides. Notice that we're dividing by a negative, so that means the sign has to reverse. That's x. Over here, we have a negative divided by a negative, which is positive 12. So these are all the values, open circle, to the left. All right, so if we look at both of those solutions, we need to find the right answer. So you'll see, if we remember, the first answer was x is greater than or equal to negative 7. The second answer is x is less than 12. If we were to, put this whole thing on here, closed circle on the left, open circle on the right, shaded in between. This is an and statement. So x is greater than or equal to -7 and less than 12. So it's in here. It's still an infinite possible number of answers, but it's limited. So it can equal -7, it can't equal 12, but it can equal 11.9999999. And the way that we write that is with this interesting inequality. So that's how we write an and statement. If it was an or statement, we wouldn't use that. Okay, and those are those little things. But I hope that helps. And let me know. Thanks.